Zoe here with a live video, and today I am going to be sharing with you the top 3 things that are really important to try to avoid when you're working your core. I know this is an area that a lot of us like to train and put energy and effort towards, and that is great. However, I do want to help to save you time, energy, and money, and disappointment, to be honest, when it comes to working this area. I receive messages all the time and comments from women who are really struggling to get this area of their body to catch up or be an area that they feel good and confident proud of, and I want to help you do that today. So I'm going to be sharing with you these top 3 things that are really important we do our best to avoid when it comes to working our core. And I would love to hear any tips that you have in the comments, or which one of these you find yourself doing, so that we can create a nice positive comment section, because that is so important. Here in the Yoga Burn community, we make sure we lift each other up, inspire and motivate one another, and we've got each other's back. So that's a big deal here. So make sure that comment section is sweet and spicy and supportive and nice. Let's get into number 1. This is a big one. We're going to start off with talking about overdoing one specific exercise. So many women will say to me, I do 100 crunches a day, or I plank for 2 minutes, and sure, that's great. That's a great place to start. However, our core is made up of multiple muscles. We have the TVA, transverse abdominis, which is the deep layer. We have the rectus abdominis, which is the one that makes up the six-pack kind of look, the internal and external obliques, and then the erectors that run along our spine. And that's just a Cole's Notes version, the short version of muscles that make up our core. And it's so important that all of them get their time in the spotlight, because they all work together to create a tight, strong, and toned core and waistline. We can get imbalances, posture issues, and all kinds of things that are not ideal if we're just doing crunches. That's only working 1 out of 5 very important muscles. If we're just doing planks, that's a great one. It works the TVA, that deep muscle that helps to pull everything in like a corset. But you still got to make sure you're getting the obliques and strength in your back. That is what the main reason why I decided the Yoga Burn Trim Core Challenge, which is a 15-minute follow along from home routine that is designed to help women get the best results possible in the shortest amount of time in a safe way. And today we have it on sale for 50% off. I placed that special discounted link around this video for you, so make sure after this video you head on over, check it out, and get your 50% off coupon over there, because I think you will absolutely love this routine. And I really designed it so that we're working all of those muscles harmoniously. Sure, we do crunches once in a while in that routine in a very specific and safe way that makes sure that we're still getting that holistic kind of approach to the entire core. Not only does that help us to get better results visually, but also it helps to prevent pain, strain, posture issues that a lot of other things sometimes can actually make worse. So that is mistake number 1, overdoing one specific ab exercises. I know over 150 ab exercises that are really effective and safe, and I would love to walk you through them in a full routine. So that is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is forgetting that when it comes to the core and waist, and really any muscle in the body, fat loss and burning calories does matter. It matters because you could have the most toned, strong, stable core underneath, but if we have that layer of fat over top, we're just not going to be able to see it, right? So that is why making sure that in our routine we have some calorie burning work, some metabolic work, to really ensure that we're helping ourselves to trim down and release a little bit of weight so that we can start to see what's going on underneath. So this does not mean you need to take the traditional approach of slugging away on the elliptical, going for runs, and spending hours each week on cardio. In fact, I found that women get better results when they do HIIT workouts that are short. This is because it doesn't put that pain, strain, wear, and tear on the joints and the body, but it also creates this beautiful elevation, temporary elevation in our metabolism that's called the afterburn effect, which means we keep burning more calories at an elevated rate after our workout, and that can last from 24 to 48 hours. So awesome little bonus. And in the Trim Core Challenge, I've created a 4-minute cardio HIIT session at the end of each workout, which uses super cool and easy to do movements that still work the core, but are really helping us to elevate that metabolism, get that calorie burn in there, and get that total body toning, because of course our core is the center of everything, but we need that balanced proportion to help to create a more of a flat stomach from the front and the side, and that pull in at the waist. So mistake number 2 is forgetting about the calorie burning effects and what we need to create that flat core, but also overdoing your cardio is not going to help either. That can spike our cortisol levels, which then causes more fat storage specifically on the waist, which is why I do not recommend marathon running or anything like that. Unless it's what you love, then honey, you do you, it is all good. And mistake number 3, this one is a little bit more showy. I gotta show you what's going on. So when we do our core exercises, we create what's called IAP, intra-abdominal pressure. And when your body's not able to control that pressure, what can happen is coning. So if you think about my fingers like this as my ab muscles, okay? Think about that right here. When I'm doing an exercise, it's so important that those abdominal muscles stay flat and pulled in. We want to train the core in the position that we want it to stay. We don't want to train it when it's puffed out like this, because then we're building muscle in that shape. We want to train it when it's in that flattened position, because that's what we're going to create, right? So if you do a movement that is too hard for you, or you've overdone your training, you will notice that your core muscles pop out like this. And then you're training in that position, which is not ideal. So you want to make sure you're pulling in. So let me show you down on the floor an example of this real quick, just so that you can get a good idea of what I'm talking about, okay? And this is why it's so important to have a smart core routine that starts with the basics and builds you up over time. I would never take a beginner and say, okay, let's hold a 2-minute plank. But after I've been working with you for 8-10 weeks, sure, I would say let's try a 2-minute plank, because you have built up the strength to do so in a safe way that is going to get you closer to your goals rather than further away from it, okay? So let's use a simple movement. I know the comments may be in the way if you're watching live, so you can just swipe right and move them out of the way. Can you guys see me okay? Hit the like button. I can't read your words, but I'll be able to see the light come up if you can see me okay. So let's start with a basic, just little toe touch. So pulling the core muscles in, I'm just gonna lower one leg, then lift. Lower one leg, then lift. Now, we can see my core is staying pretty flat and pulled in. Now, let's see if I can try that little release. Yeah, there it is. If I look at this, it's like a cone shape coming up. So you want to pull down, hold that down movement. I can just get 2 legs down, and that is such a basic exercise, right? But so many of us end up doing these crazy hard exercises that we see on social media or YouTube or in a magazine, if you're still getting magazines, and those are too challenging, and then we're putting that pressure on our core and training it to be sticking out, which is not what we want. Which is why it's so important to start with a routine that starts with the foundation and builds you up, and you're always aware. Now, here's what to do if you notice that happening to you during your workout. Stop, reset, pull your core in, and start again. If it's still happening, take a break, you've done too much, or make the exercise easier. You can see how I just started with one leg at a time, then I progressed to 2 legs at a time. But hey, some days 2 legs is too hard for me, so I'm just gonna do my alternating legs and train safely and effectively for the goals, not for my ego. Because if my ego says, come on, I could do 2 legs, I could do a leg raise, I could do a 20-minute plank, your body doesn't know. Your body's not keeping score. All your body knows is, how am I working? Is it safe? And is it effective? It doesn't matter. Your body's not counting how long your plank is, honey. It does not care. So instead, we always focus on safety, the why of the exercise. Why am I doing this? What is the goal? What area am I working? And what is effective, right? Safe. What is the goal? What is effective to help us reach our goals? That is why the Trim Core Challenge is one of our most loved routines. And on the next page, at that link that I placed around here for you, after about 10 minutes of that video playing, you'll see a bunch of testimonials pop up from real women who have gotten amazing results in just 15 minutes, like 15 minutes 3 times a week. Like, I'm talking 45 minutes, that's it, for the whole week when it comes to your core and cardio, which is so amazing. And women all over the world from all different walks of life, moms, grandmas, women who haven't had children yet, are getting really great results when it comes to this area. And it's the routine that I use to get ready for my wedding. This is the routine that got me into the best shape of my life for one of the biggest and most special days of my life. So I hope you will take advantage of this offer while it is still available. And I can't wait to see you over the weekend. Take care, big hugs, lots of love, bye-bye.